Hello, PreCalc. I've got a cough and throat creeping crud that I guess we all been giving to each other. So I'm gonna try to make a short video, and I'm hoping we'll be into the half angle ID work, and to show you, I showed you one when we presented the half angle IDs, and let me recall for you what they were and how to use them one more time. So this is half angle IDs and sine of half an angle. So that's an angle divided by 2 is plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine of an angle divided by 2. Cosine of half an angle plus or minus square root, and it's 1 plus cosine of the angle divided by 2. And make sure these are making their way back to your formula sheet. And tangent of half an angle is, there were two forms. One was 1 minus cosine of an angle divided by sine of the angle, and the other was sine of the angle over 1 plus cosine of the angle. Alright, so the one I want to show you today is in radian measures, because on the other video I did degrees, and I'll do the tangent. Tangent, I think, is the easier form in when we're doing half angles, so that's sweet. I want to find the tangent of 5 pi over 12. An electronic cloud has been released by our enemies, and none of our electronic devices work. So we need to find, for many companies who need to know the tangent of 5 pi over 12 to make their instruments or whatever they're making, they're coming to you and paying you big bucks because you can find the tangent of 5 pi over 12 without a calculator. All right, how do we recognize that this is a candidate for these formulas? We recognize it if we can double this and get a value that we do know from the unit circle. So I'll go over here on the side and take 5 pi over 12 and see if it is a candidate. So in my thoughts, 5 pi over 12, I'm going to double it. So times 2 will give me 10 pi over 12. And that reduces to 5 pi over 6. So that is on the unit circle. So it's passed the test, so we can use it. So I'm going to rewrite it with the name found over in the cloud, 5 pi over 6. Divided by 2. Alright, so if I take that, it's really 10 pi over 12 divided by 2. I will get 5 pi over 12. So let's use this formula. It doesn't really matter which form you use. I don't see a big advantage to one over the other most of the time. So I'll just grab this one. So I'm going to go 1. So this is my A value right here. And when I hit A in the formula, I replace it with that. So I do 1 minus cosine 5 pi over 6 over sine of 5 pi over 6. And that, if on the unit circle, see if we can fit a unit circle down here. So 5 pi over 6 is over here, where the coordinates are back negative the square root of 3 over 2 and up 1/2. So cosine is the first coordinate. So in the formula there's a negative sign, and the value is also negative over sine of 5 pi over 6 was second coordinate. Get back in here and clean up your work. Alright, you'll see it's not too bad to clean up. And in the top, I'm going to rewrite this as a positive. In the bottom, still it's 1/2. In the top, I want to give this, before I can divide this numerator by this denominator, it has to be one term, or it's easier if it's one term. So I'm going to rewrite the 1 as a 2 over 2, so I can add them over the like denominator of 2. So I get 2 plus the square root of 3 over the common 2. Again, that's algebra from your past. When I flip the 1/2 and multiply, those 2's will cancel, creating a 1, which I no longer choose to write. And that's 2 plus square root, 2 plus the square root of 3. Alright, that should be equivalent. Test it for me. In your calculator, you'll have to be in radians to use the tangent button. Do tangent of 5 pi over 12 and get a decimal, and check and see for me if it's the same decimal is 2 plus the square root of 3. Indeed, it should be. So check that out for your little mini assignment. I'm sorry, my voice is not going to last any longer, and I will sign off now, hoping you all are well. Good night.